welcome to my cooking show. I'm Sarah DeCiccio, and today we are making chocolate pancakes that actually won't spike your sugars. So every time when I eat pancakes, I feel disgusting afterwards, usually because my blood sugars get out of whack. Meaning that the pancake itself is so full of sugar, or turns to sugar instantly in the body, that it is spiking my insulin, and then I don't feel very good, and then I get a crash, and then I'm hungry like a couple hours later. So if that is you, you're gonna wanna listen to this delicious recipe, because this is the first recipe in a long time of pancakes that I made that have not spiked my insulin. Not that I'm diabetic, I just feel it really quickly because I don't eat a lot of sugar in my diet. So this one is from the cookbook, the UnDiet cookbook from Meghan, Telpner. And she's actually going to be my new instructor. I'm actually back in school come September, and I'm taking culinary nutrition, and she's my instructor. So this is one of her recipes, and I think it's fantastic. So I'm going to show you guys how to make it today. So the flours that we are using is what really makes the difference in this recipe. I've tried many gluten-free flours to make the pancake gluten-free, and I've always had an issue. So today we are using buckwheat flour. Buckwheat is a complete protein, so this is going to really help not spike our sugar levels. We're also going to be using cassava flour. Now in the original recipe, Meghan has chickpea flour. My husband is extremely allergic to chickpeas, so we just sub that out with cassava flour. You can find chickpea flour in the grocery store, but if you can't, you can use cassava flour. And cassava flour is actually a vegetable root. So people who really struggle with grains, such as like rice flours, can't have nuts like almond flour, this is a great substitute. Or if you're having gut health issues, cassava flour is really easy on the gut for some people. So again, this is a vegetable root flour that's really awesome. We're also going to use arrowroot flour. I know it's in a container, but when you find it in the grocery store, it can be like this, in like a package like this by Bob's Red Mill. You can find a lot of his stuff that way too. In the grocery store, like I find arrowroot flour in Superstore all the time, or any normal grocery store. It's pretty easily available now. And the other flour that we're gonna use is just brown rice flour, which you can see I buy bulk because I sometimes mix a bunch of gluten-free flours together to make my own flour. So those are the 4 flours that we are using. So I just measured all that out into a bowl, and then I added in some cacao powder or cocoa powder. Cacao, C-A-C-A-O, is just the unprocessed version of cocoa powder, so it's better for you. So use an unsweetened cocoa powder. And then I think I add in some baking powder. So I make my own baking powder. So anyone who can't tolerate corn, like my husband, I make my own baking powder. So that's really good to use as well. And then I just added in some sea salt. You can, if you want, sift all the flours. I never have sifted flours before until today because my grandmother just gave me her sifter. So I thought, I'm gonna try it out. If you wanna take the time to sift it, you're gonna get a fluffier pancake. If you don't wanna take the time, no worries, because I never did before. But I just mix it all into a bowl, and then I'm gonna set that aside. Next is the wet ingredients. Because I'm lazy and this feels like baking to me because you have to measure it out, I throw everything in a blender. So all this is water, coconut oil. If you guys don't know what coconut oil, because you're new to it, it doesn't really look like oil. It can come, oh goodness, it comes like a big tub like this, and it comes as a solid. So it's just some coconut oil. I used some applesauce in there. I used 1 egg. This is the other issue I used to have with pancakes. Eggs do not agree with a lot of my family. So if you can't have eggs, you can do a chia seed egg, which I'll put the instructions down below for you, what a chia seed egg is. If you don't know what chia seeds look like, this is what chia seeds look like, okay? But you can use an egg instead, 1 egg only. What else did I use? Tahini. So tahini is sesame seed butter. You can buy it, you can make it. It's just sesame seeds. I'm lazy, so I bought it. When you buy it, you want to make sure you're mixing it together, all the oils and stuff, because you don't want just the watery stuff on top. Personally, I dig it out of a container, I blend it one more time, and then it never separates again. That's just my little tip. If you want to try, I should show you the English side, sesame seed. So I just do a tablespoon of that, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, which again, you want to get the apple cider vinegar with the mother in it. Kind of looks all cloudy and gross because that's where all the good probiotics are. I sweetened it with a little bit of honey. You don't have to. Sometimes I don't add any sugar into the mix, but I added about half the amount today. And I think that is really it for the wet ingredients, hey? Yeah, tahini, apple cider, that's pretty much it. So I blended it up, and then that way we're gonna mix the two together. So, should maybe do that. Just gonna pour that together, mix it up. And kids love this because, you guys, it's chocolate. And I'm like a kid that way. I love, 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 love chocolate. So this recipe spoke to me right away. Okay, so it's gonna be like a regular pancake batter pretty much. You're just gonna mix that up. And then afterwards, you're gonna add in some chocolate chips. I use a dairy-free chocolate chip. I use Enjoy Life, so if you can't have dairy, this is the one that you can use as well. I'm just gonna, I never measure on this part. I'm just gonna dump however many chocolate chips I want into this mix, and then I'm gonna just cook them up. So I use a griddle. You can use a frying pan if you want. That's no big deal. I'm gonna use all of them. And you want it to be on like a medium heat. And when you're gonna use like a 1/4 cup scoop, so I like to use a 1/4 cup scoop, pour it on your griddle or in your frying pan. And once it starts to bubble on the top, you see these little bubbles, that's when you're gonna wanna flip the pancake and cook on the other side. You're gonna wanna find the heat that works the best because you wanna make sure that they cook on the inside and not just cook on the outside. That's kind of been the issue I've always had with pancakes, like gluten-free pancakes. But this one cooked through beautifully. Okay guys, so it's ready to go. I'm gonna go and put these on the griddle. I'm gonna show you what they look like. Okay guys, sorry, the lighting is not the best here, but I just wanna show you, my griddle is all heated up, and now I'm just gonna take my scoop, and I am just gonna pour, you guys can't even see that, but I'm just gonna spread them out here. Make these little mini pancakes. And if you like your batter a little bit thinner, you can add some water if you want. I never did, but you absolutely can. You just want to add a little bit at a time if you do want a thinner batter, because this actually thins out really quickly. So, see, nothing pretty there, but okay. And now I'm just gonna let them cook for a few minutes. And once they start to bubble on top, I'm gonna flip them. Okay, you can kind of see that they're getting little bubbles, so now I'm just gonna flip them. Even that was a little too long. That one, some of the chocolate chips are, you can see where the darker spots are. Anyways, I'm not doing a good job of showing you guys there. Sorry. So that was about 2 minutes on that side, and that cooked really quickly, so I turned down my griddle a little bit. Okay guys, this is the finished product. So I'm not the best decorator, but I like to add a little bit of coconut whipped cream on top, some strawberries, and just a drizzle of maple syrup, real maple syrup. Don't buy the fake stuff, it's no good for you. And you can see the big heaping pile I got from that recipe. So give it a shot. I know for some, the ingredients are outside your comfort zone, but if you are looking to up level and do better with your health, I highly recommend you trying it. And if you struggle finding the products, reach out to me and I will tell you where to go and find them. All right, have a wonderful day, and thanks for tuning in to my Pretend Cooking Show.